Okay, I've created something pretty cool. I've created an AI agent that you can send a single voice message to, and it will go away and create an entire website based on what you say within that voice message. All of the HTML, all the CSS, everything, it will then publish it and give you the link to see that website. Then if you want any changes, you can simply ask it for what changes you want with voice, and it will make those changes to the website and deploy it instantly. Years ago, I used to run a web development agency, and my God, this would have changed the game if I had it back then. So in this video, I'm going to show you behind the scenes, how I built the agent, how it works, so you could copy it and build it for yourself if you want to. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so let's see it in action. I'm here in Telegram, and I'm going to say, hi there, please can you create me a one-page website for my plumbing business called Flowright Plumbing? Include everything that people might need to know about my plumbing business. Thank you. Always say thank you to AI. You never know when it's going to come back to haunt you. We can see on n8n that is going through and doing its thing. I've actually got a new notification. It says, I'm starting the process of creating a one-page website for Flowright Plumbing. I'll be writing the code and setting everything up. Awesome. Okay, so creating a website is no quick and easy feat. So it's going to take a little bit of time, not that much, but a little bit of time to create that. We can see it's happening over here in n8n. We are first going off and writing the code, which is done here. We're then coming back and actually it creates the site first, then it creates the code. I'm going to go through this in more depth later, don't worry. But then after it's created the code, it's going to zip it up and it is going to deploy it with Netlify. And there we go, it's done that, and then it should be sending me a message. And if we go over here, it says, the one-page website for Flowright has been created successfully. You can view it here. Please allow a minute or two for it to deploy. Yeah. So if I click on this and open it up, here it is. Okay, it looks pretty decent. I mean, we will have to change some of these here because they're not that great. But you can see it's got a lot of things from, nice section at the top down to services, and it's got some relevant services. I didn't give it any information on what services, it just kind of made it up. How it works, book a visit, pricing, some reviews that it's nicely made up. And like a quote section. All right, I can also go back and ask it to make changes. So let me say, thank you very much, it looks great. Can you change it so that the background color is white and the primary color is green? Thank you. Again, always be nice to AI. When the AI overlords come, I want them to treat me fairly. Okay, so we've sent that off. We can see it is transcribing that audio. It's now going out and making those changes. You can see that this time it did not create the site because it knows that the site's already been created and was simply updating the site rather than creating a new one. And here you can see we've got our response, and if we open it up, okay, and there we go. You can see it has made the background color white, it's made the accent color green. There are definitely a few things to clean up here, but with a little bit more prompting via voice, we can definitely make something very usable in a very short amount of time with this awesome agent. So let me break it down and show you exactly what we're doing. And if you want to do this yourself or have a play around with it, then you can download this exact template for free with a link in the description. Okay, so let's have a look at this workflow as a previous execution so we can see what's happening. So the first thing is this part here where we're passing in the info from Telegram. So the trigger is called when we send a message on Telegram. Then we have this switch here. And the point of this switch is to say, is it voice or is it text that was sent? Because we can also text it and send it a voice message, a text message. So we are detecting whether it's a text message or a voice message simply by saying, does text exist? If it doesn't exist, then go to the voice section. If it does exist, then go to the text section. In this example, the voice existed because there wasn't any text. So what we're doing is we're getting that file with the file ID of whatever the file ID in the Telegram trigger was from down here. We are then transcribing that audio file using OpenAI, connecting to OpenAI's API with an account we've got there. And we're simply taking this file, which is an MP, oh no, it's an OGG or OGA, whatever that is. And we are transcribing that. And then we pass that into this edit fields node here, which is essentially combining either the text, if it's directly text, or the text that's been transcribed, if that's the route that we've taken. We then come through to the AI agent. Now, this AI agent is the agent which controls everything. So if we have a look in here, we are passing in the query. So the most recent one was, thank you very much, it looks great. Can you change it so the background color? So yeah, me changing it. In fact, let me go to another execution so that we can see the actual creation. Not that one. Yeah, this one here. Okay, cool. So if we open this up, it says, hi there, can you create a one-page website? And we've got a system message. And this system message, you can see it here. If you download this template, which you can do with a link down below, you'll be able to see exactly what the system message is here. But as you can see, we're basically just saying, these are the steps you want to go through in order to create a website. And the first step is we need to create a website like holding place for a website. So in order to create this site and host it and have it accessible to the internet, we are using something called Netlify. Netlify is free to use in this scenario. You can pay for higher tiers, but it's free in our case, and essentially we can deploy code to a website. So create a free account, then you want to log in. You can log in with loads of details. I'm just going to log in with mine. Okay, once you've signed in, you see something that looks like this, and you can see I've done quite a few tests, and you want to get your API key. So go down to the bottom left, go on user settings, then where is it? Yeah, you want to go on OAuth, and it's not actually an OAuth token, but it's a personal access token. You want to create a new token. I'll just create one now, and we'll go test, generate token, and that's going to give you your token here. I'll probably hide this so you can't see it. But if we go back over to n8n, we want to create an HTTP request as a tool for our agent to use, which means that whenever the agent decides, hey, I need to create a new website, it's going to use this tool just by of its own accord. And we are then passing in this API key here with the authorization and the bearer. And we're calling the API from Netlify. I won't go through this entire API call here, but you can download it and you'll be able to use this as it is. Essentially, what we're doing here is creating the container where the website will go. There's nothing there to begin with. We're just creating the container and we're passing in a name for this project, which needs to be unique. So I have given it an identifier or a modifier of today's time, or excuse me for the voice crack there, of today's time. So it's always going to be different because the time always changes. Okay, so once we have created the site on Netlify, then what we want to do is we're going to use and they've just brought this in, so let me get the name right. What is it, a tool, an AI agent tool, which is an agent of an agent. So this is the main agent, which decides what happens, but it can use another agent to do something else. Now you might be thinking, Matt, why are we doing this? Why don't we just have this agent do everything? Well, the reason that we're doing this here is that I want the code for the website, that's what this is doing, is writing the code. I want the code to be written by a different model than the model which is using all the different tools to achieve something. Because I want this model here, which is writing the code, to be a model which is very good at writing code, such as Claude Sonnet 4 is what we're using, very well known for being good at writing code. However, it's quite expensive, so I don't want to use it here where it's basically just putting all the parts together. This is just like the orchestrator that's putting the parts together. This is actually doing the work of writing the code. So where it's writing the code, it needs to be great. Where it's just pulling the parts together, it doesn't need to be particularly specialized at building code. So once it's written the code, it's then going to call this sub-workflow tool here, and this is this here. And if I go here, we should be able to see this run. There we go. So what we're doing here is we need to get two things. We need to get the HTML, which is all the HTML that's written, and we need to get the site ID. When we create the site, it will give us the site ID, and we need this in order to know which site we're updating, right? We need it in this end part here. But first, we've currently just got all of this HTML that is written. If we open this up, we can see, okay, it's on the other step actually, but this is going to write some HTML for us, but it's just going to be a string. What we need to do here is turn that string into an actual file. So what we're doing is opening this, and we're putting this code here you go, into a variable called code. Now you probably could skip this step, but for some reason when I was building it, I had to put it in to make it work. I can't remember why. Now we have got this code node here, which again, rather than pausing the video and copying it, just download the template in the description and you can get this for free. Essentially, we're taking this code, using this JavaScript here to turn the code, which is a string, just a bit of text, into an actual file. And I definitely should give these nodes better names than just code1, but I haven't. Then what we need to do is compress this HTML file. So it will give us a HTML file as an output. We then need to compress that just using the compress. And all we need to do is pass in the name data. And we need to say that the output needs to be data.zip. And then what we can do is use this HTTP request in order to send another call over to Netlify saying, hey, we created our website earlier. Now we want to update it with some files. And those files have been zipped up. So you could add in more files there. You could have a separate CSS file and a separate HTML and JavaScript in there. But just to make it simple, I've only done one file. This is the information that we're sending across here. Obviously, this is my API key, which I'll delete actually, rather than blur it out. You can see we are sending over to this endpoint and we are specifying the site, so which site we want to change, and we are passing in as a parameter into the body the zip file which we created in the previous step. So we are creating the site. We are then writing the code using Claude 4 or Claude 4 Sonnet. We are then zipping that code up into a zip file and uploading that zip file. And then once that API call has been ran, if we go over to Netlify, God, where are we? Come on, let's go back, let's go back, let's go back, let's go back, let's go back. And here we see we have got all of the sites which I've created. If we click into it and we click on production deployments, we can scroll down and see this is the file which has been uploaded. It needs to be called index.html. That's actually an important point, which I forgot to mention. If I come back over here, actually on the editor, we can see that I named this file, I think here. Yes, index.html. It has to be called index.html in order for it to work when we deploy it. And there we go, that's the file. And if we downloaded it, we'll be able to see that that's all the HTML that we generated. So there we go. This is an overview of how you can build an AI agent which, just using your voice prompts, it can build a site, it can edit a site, it can deploy a site really quickly. I used to run a web dev agency, and my God, if we had this like a couple of years ago when I was running that, this would change the game just for that like first iteration. Also on our lead gen and our sales, we ran this special system in order to generate sales of producing little sites for people, and this would just dramatically speed things up. There we go. I hope you have liked it. Do download the template so you can see all of the details yourself. If you've liked this video, please do give it a like. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Ring the little bell if you want to see more videos and be notified when I post. And I should say, if you want any help actually implementing this, then I have a community you can come over to. I'll leave a link in the description where I can help you out with any issues you may have implementing this. Anyway, that is it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.